Good morning, South Texas. Let's take a right now look at our conditions. I know a lot of us are seeing cloudy conditions to start our Friday morning off. This is pretty much going to be the basis for all of our Friday. Now we're going to have a low in the upper 70s, high in the upper 80s. Certainly starting to feel more like fall, South Texas. Our high today is going to be in the upper 80s, so 87 degrees is what we're going to see here in Corpus Christi. We have a few wind speeds also possible, up to 15 miles per hour, moving north-northeast. So a nice light breeze for your Friday evening. Now the cloudy conditions, cloud coverage is going to be an all-day thing. So we see now we have a few clouds out. Certain areas will notice a few breaks of that cloud. Sun try to peek a little bit through, but once again, this is going to be an all-day thing with cloud coverage here in the coastal bend. Once again, high temperature of 87 here in Corpus Christi, but some areas have a chance of staying lower than that. 82 up in Beeville, 82 also in Hebbronville, 82 Port Aransas. Overall, no one is seeing 90 degrees, so happy about that, that the rain and the clouds are to thank for that. Now we notice that as the evening continues Friday, there is still a chance of some small isolated showers possible, but no washouts or anything like that expected for your Friday afternoon. If you do happen to see a light area of showers, it's going to be pretty quickly, so certainly continue on with the Friday plans for football or whatever you may be doing to head out. Now I do want to take a notice at how the temperature is going to change. Moving into Saturday morning, we noticed that with that cold front moving in overnight, that's what's going to allow for dew points to also drop, as well as the air temperatures. We're going to notice about a 5-degree change there. Now we noticed today we had about 70 degrees for our dew points, but by Saturday morning, let's go ahead and see. It's going to be in the low 50s this time tomorrow. So we can see that that second round of cold front is certainly to thank for that. So it's on its way right now to South Texas. It is on the way to bring us cooler temperatures, as well as that dew point, kind of give us a little bit more relief of the humidity. Now also with that, I want to just get some headlines out for the cold front. It's going to be moving in overnight. So primarily, majority of us are going to be asleep once it's actually moving in, but you're going to notice that change tomorrow. Instead of upper 80s as we're having today, more so lower 80s that we're going to see for tomorrow for our weekend Saturday. Lower dew point also as well is going to once again drop that humidity for us in South Texas. Now our next best chance of rain is looking best to be this same time next week. So yes, Friday the 13th, get ready for your Halloween plans or anything like that. Rain will certainly might be a cherry on top for that. We noticed some increased moisture throughout the coastal bend that is also associated by a third cold front on the way next week. Now that we're going to notice if, the timing of that is still going to line up with Friday evening, but right now that's when it's expected to get here is Friday. As far as your beach cast today, we're looking at pretty much cloudy conditions. The biggest risk out there is going to be UV index overall, not a big risk since we're not going to see that much sun today. Coastal bend rip current risk is going to be low with waves around 2 to 4 feet. So make sure if you are out there having any water activity, you're certainly being safe out there in the water. Wind speeds moving up to 20 miles per hour as well. But water temperature, we notice it's slightly a little bit lower than it has been these past few days. That water temperature in the upper 70s at 79 degrees. And that air temperature out there is also in the mid 80s, 85 for that out there. Your weekend beach cast, pretty much about the same thing. We noticed though that once that cold front moves in, not only is it going to drop the dew point and also the air temperature, we also noticed that the wind speeds are going to pick up. We see that Saturday tomorrow, northeast 20 to 25 mile per hour winds are expected, as well as those waves also increase 4 to 7 feet. We do still see a rip current risk low both the days though, as well as that UV index still being high, which not expected to be a major concern, as once again clouds are primarily going to be the case this weekend. But it's coming up as far as our tropics. We do have post-tropical Felipe going off, going to continue to die down as the days to come. There is that 50% chance of development off in the Atlantic and an 80% chance of development that we are continuing to monitor that's off in the eastern Pacific. But as of right now, the tropics are quiet for us in South Texas. We're going to continue to take a look at that 80% chance of development. If you're heading out to the Coastal Bend Heart Walk coming up on tomorrow morning, I know many of us are, especially here from KIII, you can expect temperatures to still remain rather cool, and no rain is really expected. If there is going to be a light, quick sea breeze showers, but nothing to cancel those events on tomorrow. So certainly make sure to have your walking shoes on and be prepared to get a good exercise in for that on tomorrow. Once again, mostly cloudy conditions. Next 3 days, still going to be pretty warm. Heat index values, that is not updated, so we're not expecting any triple digit heat index values. But the next 7 days, we are expecting temperatures to remain in the 80s until we warm back up on Thursday. Lower 90s is what you can expect on Thursday. Once again, as I mentioned, we do have rain coming up going into next week. So around this same time next week, we're going to be talking about the same thing, any rain chances, what that cold front looks like, the timing of it, since it is a little bit ways away. We're going to just have to keep monitoring that and see when the cold front, the timing of that actually arrives here for us in the Coastal Bend. But besides that, cloudy conditions, temperatures are certainly starting to feel more like fall, South Texas.